Welcome to the Fantasy Baseball Weekly Podcast with Phil Naessens.
Welcome to this week's edition of Fantasy Baseball Weekly. My name is Phil Naessens, and I'm the host of this weekly radio program brought to you on Max Sports Channels and Baseball Talk Radio. And this show is designed for you, the fantasy owner, to win your league. That's what I'm looking for you to do, is to win your league. And I'm going to give you all the tips, tricks, tools, and information I possibly can to help you with your upcoming drafts and to get you ready during the season to put you in a position to make it to championship weekend, or I should say the championship rounds, and then win your league. And I hope that happens. I'll tell you what, I'm getting excited. We're a couple of weeks away from the regular baseball season. I'm looking forward to it. I've seen about 12, probably 13 maybe even, minor league games or major league games or spring training games, whatever you want to call it. I'm really looking forward to opening day. Really looking forward to it. Since last week, I've done 2 fantasy baseball drafts. I've done a snake draft for a 10-team head-to-head mixed league. And I just concluded my first auction draft. So the results were interesting, I got to tell you. I'm pretty happy with who I've chosen. I feel like I have a pretty good team, and I think that things are going well. So that's 3 down and 2 to go for me. Where are you at? How many drafts have you done yet? Or are you waiting until the first week of the season? A lot of people do. You know, one of the big things I wanted to let you know is that DraftStreet.com is going to allow you to join quite a few baseball leagues, some of them for free this season, through this show and through my daily show, The Phil Naessens Show. I will have links up on the various websites the second that happens, and I suggest you get over there, take care of business, and go win some money. Win some cash with the Flash. There'll be plenty of opportunities for free rolls and all kinds of things. Draft Street's great. They've been terrific to the listeners of my daily show, and they'll be terrific to you listeners as well. Where are we at here? Last week we left off with Outfielders. We left off with Starling Marte, and my 18th outfielder will be Jose Bautista from the Toronto Blue Jays. I value him at around $20. He went for $23 in my draft today. And what you can expect is a .522 or better slug, a .380 or better on base percentage, around a .270 batting average, probably better. You're looking at about 7 stolen bases. Perhaps he'll drive in about 66 runs. He'll hit more than likely 30 bombs and score 87 runs. The biggest thing with Joe Bats will be health, I think. If he stays healthy, he's going to be some kind of acquisition for your baseball team, that's for sure. Because the guy can rake. We all know that, right? We all know that. Alex Gordon's up next from the Kansas City Royals. I valued him at $18. I can't remember exactly where he went today. But what you can get for that is a .420 or better slugging percentage, a .330 or better on-base percentage, a .260 or better batting average. He'll steal some bases, around 10 for you, maybe 12. 86 RBIs, 17 bombs, and around 90 runs scored. He'll probably get about 600 at-bats, too. He's a fantastic one. We'll be talking about him throughout the season. I found someone to help us out with the Kansas City Royals. I think they're going to have a good season this year. And they have some great fantasy options over there. So you might want to tune in when that happens. Giancarlo Stanton's up next. I value him at $19. He went for $25 today, by the way, in that auction draft I did. You can get, for your money, around a .420 or better slug, around a .335 on base percentage, about a .266 or better batting average, probably steal about 3 bases, drive in about 88 runs, hit 35 bombs or more, and score 77 runs. And again, just like Joey Bats, health is the issue with Giancarlo Stanton. If he stays healthy and can remain healthy, he's going to produce big time. He's one of those guys that is high risk and high reward. And my oh my, what a reward he can offer. Up next, Curtis Granderson of the New York Mets. I value him at $18. Now, he did not even get taken in the auction draft, so I'm going to have to get over there and maybe sneak him off the waiver wire. But what you can expect for $18 or more, I suppose, would be a .450 or better slugging percentage. He'll probably get on base around his OBP will be roughly about 340 or better. He won't hit for much average, around 250. He'll steal some bases, about 15 or 20. He'll drive in about 83 or more runs, 24 bombs or more, 80 runs scored. And again, health is another issue with him. I can tell you this, I've watched him play a couple times. I'm a big Mets fan, and he's raking the ball. He looks good, and this could be a very good thing for you today, or taking him in your draft. Keep an eye out for him, especially in the auctions. He may not go in a 10-team auction, so keep your eyes open for him. One guy I just drafted was Yoenis Cespedes from the Oakland A's. I got him for $13. $17 is what I had him valued at. What you'll get for that is about a .460 or better slugging percentage, around a .320 or better on base percentage. He does strike out a bit. Around a .263 or better batting average. He'll probably steal about 9 bases. He'll score about 72 runs, drive in about 85, and hit about 25 or so tape measure bombs. Yoenis Cespedes is a guy we talk about every Thursday on my daily show with the Athletics Nation guys. He's a heck of an acquisition. I feel really fortunate. He's another one of those guys that's high risk and high reward. He's going to miss some time always because he's a reckless player, but he should be okay. He really should be okay. Now, the next one up, Martin Prado. Now, Martin Prado is one of those dual eligible guys, third base, second base, and in the outfield. I like him out in either one of those places. I value him at $15. He went for $23 today, which was amazing to me. I'm looking at a .430 slug for that money, a .350 or better on base percentage. He'll probably bat close to 300, steal about 6 bases. More than likely, he will drive in about 70 to 80 runs, hit 12 bombs, 77 runs scored, and he's going to get a lot of at-bats for Arizona, almost 600. This is a good one, folks. I like him a lot. He's triple eligible, and that's a beautiful thing. You know how much we like that here, don't we? We really enjoy that. So what we have next would be, I suppose, Michael Kadire. Now, Michael Kadire is an interesting case because he led the majors for quite a while last season. And then all of a sudden he got hurt. But I value him at $16. He's probably one of those high risk, high reward guys as well. .470 or better slug, a .340 or better on base percentage, a .280 or better batting average. More than likely he'll steal about 10 or 12 bases for you, drive in about 79 runs, hit 18 bombs on a Coors Field, score 71 runs. But again, he's going to probably find his way to the DL. So keep an eye on that. Think about that when you're in your auction drafts. He may not go until the late rounds of the auction. So just keep your mind on that and you'll be all right. In a snake draft, he'll go toward the end. So just pay attention to it. But he's a good one. He's number 24 on my list. Alejandro De Aza from the Chicago White Sox. I valued him at $16. He went for $4 in my draft today. And I had already run out of money. So it was what it was. It was the last round and I wanted a pitcher. So I took that instead. What you're going to get for Alejandro and your money is about a .415 slug, around a 337 on base percentage, around a 270 or better batting average. He'll probably swipe 21 bags, drive in about 65 runs, hit about 14 bombs, score 84 runs, but he's going to get a lot of at-bats for Chicago. And that's going to be a team that I suspect will bounce back from last year. And I suspect that De Aza will be the reason for that. Number 26 on my list, we have Dominic Brown from the Philadelphia Phillies. I like Dominic a lot. I think you will too. He's valued at $16 here. I think he went for $9 in my draft. For $9, you will get a 480 or better slugging percentage, a 330 or better on base percentage, a 270 or better batting average. He'll probably steal 7 bases. He'll probably drive in 80 to 90 runs. He'll hit 25 bombs. You can count on that just about. And he'll score 66 runs. And if he gets over 500 at-bats, you're going to be a very happy camper if you decide to take Dominic Brown. Jason Hayward. Now, Jason Hayward, I got him for $14 today. I value him at $16. And the reason why, you'll probably get about a 460 or better slug, a 360 or better on base percentage, around a 270 or better batting average. He'll swipe 9 bags for you. He'll drive in about 60 runs. He should hit about 23 bombs in that lineup, score about 85 runs. And if he can stay healthy and get about 550 at-bats, you're going to be happy campers. There's no question about that. Very happy campers. Now, the next 2 guys, and we're going to cut it off there. Matt Kemp. Now, there's a guy right there who is high risk and high reward. I value him at $15. I think he went for about $11 in my draft. Injuries plagued him last season. It doesn't look much better this year. He hasn't played much, if at all. Keep an eye on that before you draft. But if he's healthy, you can expect probably about a 450 or better slugging percentage, around a 330 or better on base percentage, about a 260 or better batting average. He'll swipe about 16 to 20 bags. He will more than likely drive in about 70 to 80 runs, hit 20 bombs, and score 78 runs. But don't expect a full season out of him. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen anymore. But he's high risk. He's high reward. He might be worth it. I don't know. I don't know. The other one is Josh Hamilton. We'll cut it off right there. I got Josh Hamilton today for $10. I valued him at $15. If he's healthy and he's got his act together, and that remains to be seen, more than likely he'll have a 477 slug, around a 320 or better on-base percentage, about a 260 or better batting average. He'll probably steal a few bases for you, drive in about 81 runs. More than likely he will hit 20 or better out of the ballpark and score about 76 runs. But here's another guy who's not going to get a lot of at-bats. You're going to see a lot of strikeouts from him. He's high risk, high reward, but those are the guys you go for. And like I said, I got him for $10. All right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a break. We're going to pay some bills. And when I return, we're going to begin looking at starting pitchers. And we'll be right back. You're listening to Fantasy Baseball Weekly on Max Sports Channels and Baseball Talk Radio.
If you like baseball, you should be checking out baseballpodcasts.net. It's one of the best places you can go on the internet to listen to independent baseball talk shows. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on our radio player that can be heard around the world. So won't you tune in and give us a listen at baseballpodcast.net. You can also listen to the great Phil Naessens show here. See you there at baseballpodcast.net.
Hi, this is Phil Naessens from This Week in Tennis and the Phil Naessens Show. Max Sports Channels offers the best in sports talk radio, as well as great music 24 hours a day. It's my daily destination, and I hope it's yours. The sports talk begins each and every day at 3 p.m. and ends around 9 p.m. Special programming on the weekends. And in between all that, the hottest music on the internet. That's Max Sports Channels. Make it your daily destination.
Welcome back to Fantasy Baseball Weekly. Starting pitchers. Now, if you've been following the show, we did a couple mock drafts, and pitchers were taken quite early. And in my real fantasy drafts, though, pitchers were taken about, the third round, a couple pitchers in the second. Mostly pitchers were taken in the fourth or fifth rounds. So the mock draft didn't help me much, at least the ones I entered. But here are some of our best starting pitchers. Clayton Kershaw, he's number one, right? I value him at $33. He went for $40 in the draft that I was in today, which I think is a little high for a pitcher. But to each his own, I suppose. What you're going to get from him are strikeouts, around 214. His ERA will probably be about 2.70 or better. His whip will more than likely be about .95, which is amazing. He will walk about 51 guys. More than likely, he'll win 17 games. And if your league uses losses as a category, geez, I couldn't spit that out. Well, you're going to look at about 8 losses. But Clayton Kershaw is a beast. He's a lot of fun to watch. Modern day Sandy Koufax, yeah, a lot of money in an auction draft. In a snake draft, he's going to be gone in the first round. He'll probably be the third or fourth pick. So keep that in mind. Yu Darvish is the guy I like at number 2. I value him at around $25. He went for $33 today. So that's kind of high also, I think, for Yu Darvish. But what you're going to get are around 259 strikeouts. His whip will be about 1.12. His ERA will be a little bit above 3, I guess. And I think he's going to win about 14 games for you. More than likely, he'll lose about 7 to 10, though. It's hard to tell with him. But one thing's for sure, you're going to get a lot of strikeouts from Yu Darvish. And strikeouts are a big part of the fantasy baseball scoring system. So keep that in mind. Yu Darvish, I have number 2. I have King Felix Hernandez from the Seattle Mariners at number 3. I value him at $26. I can't remember where he went today, but honest to goodness, I think if you pay more than $26, you're paying too much. But you can get 225 strikeouts or better for that money. And his walks will be about 52. His whip will be about 1.10 to 1.15. ERA of around 2.70 or better. You probably get about 14 wins with that team, but he's going to give you a lot of innings pitched, around 220. Keep that in mind too. So I like Felix too, and I like Cliff Lee at number 4. I value him at $25. I think he went for $17 in my draft today. You're going to get a lot of strikeouts from him too, around 199. His whip will be about 1.04. His ERA will be about 2.84. More than likely, he'll win 13 games. He'll walk 29 guys. He's still got it. And if Philly can hit behind him a little bit, his wins will go up. We just have to wait and see. But I like Cliff Lee a lot. And it seems like in these drafts that I've been in, he's been overlooked. And I don't think that's such a good idea. Adam Wainwright I have at number 5, the star from the St. Louis Cardinals. I value him at $24. I can't remember what he went for today, but you're going to get about 187 Ks from him for your money, around a 1.10 whip, about a 2.77 ERA. More than likely, he's going to win about 15 to 20 games. He's going to pitch a lot of innings, especially if he's healthy. He's a good acquisition. $24. Yeah, that's about right. I think that's about right. I have Steven Strasburg in my top 10. I have him valued at $24 also. He went for $30 today. That I remembered. 210 strikeouts worth. That's nice. Really nice. A 3.09 ERA, not bad. He'll probably win 15 games. He didn't win that many last year, but they didn't hit for him either. Probably walk about 59 guys. A 1.07 whip. not a bad selection there. I like Steven Strasburg. I have him on one of my teams. I like him a lot. I just didn't like him a lot for $33. There's no way I liked him that much. Jose Fernandez is in my top 10. I like Jose, and you will too. But you're going to pay for him, probably between $20 and $24. More than likely, he will give you 210 strikeouts or better, probably 220. His whip will be about 1.10 with a 2.93 ERA. He'll probably win 13 to 15 games. More than likely, they're going to shut him down and, hold his innings intact, like around 200. If he gets to 200, they're going to shut him down more than likely, depending on where they are in the race. The National League East is pretty high place for them to be, so be careful with that. Keep that in mind. Max Scherzer's on my list. I have him valued at $23 because he won the Cy Young Award. People think he's going to have the same kind of year again. I don't see that, but I still see him in the top 10. I think he's going to strike out a lot of guys, around 220 or better. He'll probably walk about 55 guys. His whip will be about 1.09. His ERA will be about 3.11. More than likely, he'll win 14 to 15 ball games. He'll more than likely be a workhorse for Detroit and pitch 200 innings. And let's not forget, he's going to be a free agent, I believe, at the end of the season. So you know what that means, right? He's going to be pitching his ass off. That's what that means. And you might benefit from Max Scherzer, but don't pay more than $23 for him. That's a lot, even there, I think. But I think it's a fair price, a fair top-end price. I have Chris Sale on this. $22 I valued him at. I got him for $15 today. I was very happy with myself over that. You're probably going to get about 210 strikeouts if you draft Chris Sale. Around 46 walks. His whip will be around 1.09. His ERA should be around 3.11. And we're looking for 13 to 15 wins from Chris Sale. He's another one who's going to pitch. The big lefty's going to keep pitching, and you got to love that. It's nice to know he's going to be in the lineup every day or take the hill on his turn every time. That's a good thing. You know who I'm high on, and I kind of got him right there at number 10, is Madison Bumgarner from the San Francisco Giants. I like him a lot, $20 worth. That's how much I like him. I went after him today at my draft, and I dropped it after $20. I said, forget it. I don't remember what he ultimately went for, but it was more than I wanted to spend. But if you do get him, you're looking at 190 or better strikeouts, a 1.09 whip, around a 3.24 ERA, 14 to 16 wins, 200 or better innings, and he'll more than likely walk 57 guys. That's a nice round out number. Anibal Sanchez is on my list. I went after him too. I have him valued at $19. I cut it off at $17. I didn't like where that was going, and I didn't get Anibal, but I'm okay with it. 193 strikeouts if you take him, though, or better. He'll walk about 55 guys. His whip will be about 1.22. He'll probably win 14 games for you, and he more than likely will have a 3.00 ERA or better. But he's still a good one. For strikeouts, you gotta love him. You gotta love Anibal Sanchez. David Price is another one. David Price is kind of like a lame duck. We all know he's not going to finish the season with Tampa Bay, but $18 is where I have him valued at. I believe that's exactly where he went in the draft today. You're going to get about 176 strikeouts, probably a 1.10 whip, a 3.20 ERA, and he'll probably win 13 games or better. And if he gets traded to a National League contender, which I think he will, oh, Maron, you're going to be very, very happy because he's going to get some other opportunities. Up next, Zach Greinke. Zach Greinke, I have him valued at $16. He's coming off a little bit of surgery. That's not a good thing, but he seems to be healthy, and it looks like he's going to take the hill to start the season. He's still worthy of being drafted. And if you do, you're going to get about 170 strikeouts from him, maybe 52 walks, a whip of about 1.16, a 3.29 ERA, you're looking at about 13 to 15 wins. Hopefully he goes 200 innings. If he does, he's going to give you more than 13 wins, more than likely, especially if the Dodgers mash, and I think that they will. Now, on my list, I had Garrett Cole at number 14, but I'm a little nervous about that, and I'll tell you why. He's having some issues, and that's not good when you have health issues. But he's still someone I would keep an eye on. In a draft, auction-wise, he's probably going to go for less than what I value him at, as $15. More than likely, he'll get you about 150 strikeouts this season. He'll walk about 44. His 1.17 whip is pretty good. A 3.02 ERA, not bad. Maybe 10 to 12 wins. Not too bad for Mr. Cole. But Mr. Cole, if he's healthy, he's going to be some kind of pitcher, especially if he takes the hill every fourth or fifth day. If he's not healthy, boy, that's a toughie, because I don't know where he's going to wind up there. I really don't. But I have him rated higher than Justin Verlander, and I must have my head examined, I know. I have Justin Verlander valued at $15. I can't even remember where he went in the draft that I was just a part of. It seems like he's fallen off the radar, and I don't know why. He's more known now hanging out with Kate Upton. I guess that's not a bad thing, right? But I wouldn't count him out just yet. Anyway, you're looking at almost 200 strikeouts, a 1.21 whip, around a 3.37 ERA. You're looking at 13 to 15 wins. I think that's probably low. If he pitches 200 innings, he's probably going to push it up to 16 or 17, maybe 18 wins. He's a steal for $15, I think. I really believe that. I might have to adjust some of these things accordingly, and I hope that you do too. Keep paying attention to these things. But $15, if you can get Verlander, a healthy Verlander who's feeling it, and he's starting to get a little better, watch out. If that surgery took, watch out. He's going to be some kind of pitcher this year. Matt Latos is another one who's been banged up a little bit, but he's going to start the season. $15 I have him valued at. You can get him around 180 strikeouts for him. Probably 57 walks. A 1.19 or better whip. A 3.42 ERA. And he'll win 14 to 16 games for you. If he goes 200 innings, and I think he will, you're going to be very happy campers with Matt Latos. Now, Michael Wacha from the St. Louis Cardinals, he had an amazing end of last year. But we'll have to wait and see. That's why I value him at $12. If he pitches a full season, well, we'll have to see. You're looking at about 189 strikeouts, a 1.13 whip, a 3.46 ERA. He might win 11 to 13 games. If he can pitch 190 innings, he is going to bring you some kind of value. Now, another guy I've got up here, Tony Cinquegrani. I think we're going to cut it off right here from the Cincinnati Reds. He did a great job pitching out of the bullpen and starting when Johnny Cueto went down. We talk about him a lot with Brandon Crayley. In fact, we talked about him on Friday's show. I have him valued at $12. If you take Tony Cinquegrani, you're looking at 197 strikeouts with 70 walks, a 1.11 whip, a 3.60 ERA. You're looking at about 11 to 13 wins. And if you can get 170 innings from him, I think you're going to be very happy campers. I really do. I like Cinquegrani a lot. He pitched really well in spots last year, and he helped out a couple of my fantasy teams. Maybe he can help out yours. You know what? That's going to wrap it up for this week's Fantasy Baseball Weekly. I want to thank you all for taking the time to listen. You can like us on Facebook at Facebook/Fantasy Baseball Weekly. Or you can follow me on Twitter at FlashTennis31. Remember, keep in mind my daily show, The Phil Naessens Show, over at philnaessens.com for all your sporting news. It's daily. We cover baseball, basketball, and football, so we cover it all for you. Until next week, my name's Phil Naessens. Good luck with your drafts.